Did you know in Avengers Infinity War, some of the shots that are included in the trailers were digitally altered to take out spoilers? Some of the Infinity Stones are removed from Thanos' glove in the final battle, they don't show the destroyed Iron Man suit, and they changed it to a digital jacket. Hulk is shown in a final shot with Captain America, Black Panther, and Black Widow, but he only fights in the beginning of the film. Did you know in Captain America the Winter Soldier, there were talks about having more of the other Avengers show up to help Cap? The Russo brothers decided that since the movie took place in a time span of 3 days, there wouldn't have been enough time to really contact them. More specifically, Hawkeye was one of the main heroes talked about. They decided against bringing him into the story since enough new characters had been introduced, and they didn't see the point of bringing him in without having a deep enough reason in the story. Did you know in XMen Apocalypse, Sir Patrick Stewart almost replaced Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique? Jennifer Lawrence was unsure of her future with the X-Men movies, and Patrick offered to step in if she started to play up. He jokingly told Bryan Singer that he was ready to be naked, painted blue, and the world's ready for it too. Patrick did not do the role obviously, but there are many Easter eggs to allude to his version of Professor X. Did you know in Seven, Brad Pitt thinks this is one of his best movies ever? According to him, one reason for taking the role was to escape the cheese after Legends of the Fall. Did you know in Annabelle Comes Home, the famous doll actually appears in the DC universe as well? Annabelle appears in Shazam and Aquaman comics. As a nod to DC, some books and artifacts can be seen in the film. Issues of the Demon and Swamp Thing can be seen lying around. And when Lorraine grabs the mourner's bracelet, the artifact next to it's actually from Aquaman. It's the Atlantean holographic key. Did you know in Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac is the one that came up with the accent he uses? Marvel decided to give Moon Knight a London backdrop to try and make it different from the Marvel Universe, New York that's always shown. So, Oscar decided to give himself an intentionally bizarre, high-pitched British accent. He based it off the Jewish communities in London, as well as famous comedians such as Carl Pilkington and Peter Sellers. It was largely criticized by audiences from the moment the first trailer was dropped. Did you know in House of Gucci, Lady Gaga took her role extremely seriously? According to Camille Cotton, Gaga wouldn't even speak to her outside of shooting, since their characters were bitter rivals. She even lived as her character for a year and a half, and she would often speak with an Italian accent. Gaga later revealed that she and Salma Hayek even shot an off-script sex scene, but it was obviously cut from the film. Did you know in The Lost City? It was originally called The Lost City of D, but they decided to do away with the D in the end. Oddly enough, Brad Pitt appears in this movie, and he was an executive producer for a similarly titled picture called The Lost City of Z. Yet, the three main stars in this film didn't co-star together until earlier this year, when they showed up in Pitt's Bullet Train.